Good evening, everybody. I'm CJ Ward. Beth is off tonight. We begin at 6 with cleanup crews taking advantage of the break in the storm. News Channel reporter John Palmentary joins us live. And John, you checked out several locations today and discovered that crews have a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, and it's to be expected with the steady, stormy weather we have been getting. Now, some of these areas have been flooded. They have debris, and they are in need of repair. A winter of weather has again changed the look of some popular coastal areas, including the Harbor West parking lot and beach in Santa Barbara. It was overrun with a high tide and a storm surge, even after Monday's main rain passed through.
Well, I did see on the news last night that it was flooded, so I kind of wanted to see what it was, but I didn't know it was this flooded.
In the high tide, this must have been a real show.
Most of this debris came gushing down the creeks and then pushed back on shore by the aggressive wave action and ended up in the parking lot.
So many trees and whatnot. Where all those guys surf all the time, there's so much of like big things washed up over there.
It's amazing.
Anybody who surfs during the middle of a storm, look at the logs. You could be going right up the top of a wave and have a telephone pole come down your face, and that would be bad.
What caught many people off guard was this concrete wall. Normally this area is covered in sand, and even people who have lived here a long time said they've never seen this before.
I mean, I've been here since the 70s, and I never seen it.
The beach has been eroded away, and it'll take weeks for nature to replenish the area again.
It's a mess, you know, and I feel bad for the people that like to come here, especially on the weekends.
This look to the debris-battered parking lot is not new this winter season. During a previous storm, it was also covered in seaweed and driftwood, and it took heavy equipment to clean it up. Nearby, the iconic yacht club has found a way to avoid peril, even in this season's hardest storms. A project to beef it up took place last year.
Pardon the underneath of the yacht club. It's good for 50 years.
Around the Goleta Creeks near the beach, cranes were used by County Flood Control to dig out the sediment. This will open up the channels for all the runoff coming out of the hills. The drainage goes through the slough and ends up in the ocean, which is where all the dirt will be trucked as well. Channel Drive in Montecito was flooded and closed on Monday. It all drained off and has dried out in between storms. And many people are back to this popular spot to check out the waves, the beach, and for some, a daily visit. And there's a lot to do, not just along the shorelines, but also on many of the roads that have had issues. The range is from a pothole, for example, that you've driven your car in the last week or two, or many of those potholes, to coastal erosion, to also roadside erosion. One place we haven't had a lot of problems yet, and we hope we don't, is San Marcos Pass. We're watching that closely for you as well. Reporting live in Santa Barbara at the Harbor West parking lot tonight, I'm News Channel reporter John Palmentary.